So dear students, today we are going to see about SOA and MEMS. So how SOA works? What is SOA? SOA is Service Oriented Architecture. So an SOA provides a set of methods for using modules to construct loosely coupled complex systems from standard parts. So a service oriented architecture, you can assume that it is having a number of services, and each of these services are acting as the modules, and these modules are going to be constructed in such a way that they will be providing a complex system, that is a loosely coupled complex system. So the essence of SOA is that the method of construction of the modules is abstracted out of the system and encapsulated, and what SOA requires is a standard method for exposing the services that a module provides as a standard interface exposed by an API. So the service oriented architecture is going to couple all the services which are provided as the various modules. And now the question is, how are we going to access these different services? So for that, SOA requires a standard method for exposing these different services to the service consumers, so that they can use these services through an API. So the API's methods remain invariant even when the module is moved, re-architected or subsumed into another module. So the API is going to be the same, and by using that API, the services can be accessed by the service consumers, and even while the service may be modified, the service which is provided as a module is being moved or re-architected or may be provided as part of another module, the API will be the same. So the SOA requires a standard messaging protocol and a form of federated database system. So by using that, the person who is in need of a service can easily use that service from SOA. In a web service, a mobile client plays the role of a service consumer, and the web service is the service provider. That everybody knows. How it works? So there is a context logic processor that plays the role of an orchestra, and it is going to provide the programmed logic that works with the data that is parsed by the context parser. So there is a context logic processor and there is a context parser, and these are used to provide the required logic by means of an orchestra. Here the orchestra is going to be the one that is played by the context logic processor. The context processor, on the other hand, takes all the input data, in some cases that may be digital signals, and applies a logical schema to create the needed structured objects for the logic processor's use. So the context processor is the one that is going to get the request sent by the service consumer, and that is going to be now created as a structured object format, and that structured object format is now sent to the logic processor, that is context logic processor. This infrastructure can be placed in the cloud so that the service can be offered through the cloud. The concept of creating a structured representation of the concepts and their relationship in a domain is referred to as ontology. So here you are going to represent each and every concept as a structured representation, and that is nothing but the ontology. Ontology is a formal way of specifying a shared abstraction, and ontologies are used in all fields of computer science and are at the heart of efforts to create a semantic web in artificial intelligence, library classification scheme, etc. So ontologies are the core concepts, and they are used to provide some structured representation of the objects that are provided by means of the various data or by means of various concepts, and they are going to be represented as an ontology. The specific ontology that applies to a mobile SOA is the web ontology language that is called OWL, and you can see about it in the websites. There are several websites that are providing the deeper concepts about OWL. And now see about how this SOA works. So here you have the wireless access point, and here at the bottom you have the service providers. So the service consumer is here, that is the mobile client, and this mobile client is going to send request for accessing a particular service, and that request has been sent to the wireless access point. This access point sends this service request to the service consumer or the context parser. So here the service consumer is the one that is provided by the mobile client, and this service consumer module is having as a part of it a context parser. As it has been told, context parser is going to convert that request into a structured representation, and that structured representation is nothing but the object that is being sent to the context logic processor for further processing. And this context logic processor will now pass this contextual service request to the various service providers. So whichever the service provider is responsible for that particular request, they will send response back. So this has been done through the service provider interface, and the contextual service response will be sent back to the service consumer module. So this one is not the actual client. So this is your module that is doing some processing in it. So the service consumer module in turn will send this contextual content request to the content provider, and this content provider in turn will send the contextual service response through the wireless access point to the service request mobile client, and the mobile client can now see the response back from the server. And now let us see about MEMS. What is MEMS? MEMS stands for Micro Electromechanical Systems, and it is a class of very small sensor or actuator devices where small mechanical systems are driven by electricity to indicate a position. So nowadays all the mobile devices are being equipped with one or the other MEMS devices. MEMS is a class of sensors or devices that can be between 1 and 1000 micrometers in size. So they will be very, very minute, and they are placed inside your mobile device, and they are packaged into components that often include a microprocessor, memory, and other components. Several MEMS are packaged in smartphones, and their numbers and complexity are growing over time. So nowadays the smartphones are providing much flexibilities by providing these MEMS sensors, different types of MEMS sensors like location sensor, and there are several other sensors which are available, the gyroscope. There are several things. We'll see that in the subsequent slides. The incorporation of low-cost geosensors in the form of global positioning system chips into mobile devices opens the mobile user to a whole range of services based on the client's location. So this is your location sensor. This type of service is sometimes referred to as context-aware services, but location is just one context that can be used in processing client requests and returning back the relevant information. Say for instance, nowadays people are using Ola app for booking the Ola cab or autos or something. For that they need the location information of the requester, and this location information is being gathered by this MEMS device or the MEMS sensor that is going to provide the location information. So the following MEMS devices are built into the latest cell phones: accelerometers for measuring relative motion changes, gyroscopes, image sensors in the form of CCD chips, proximity sensors, light sensors, sound sensors, compasses, pressure sensors, thermistors, etc. They are all available as part of the nowadays smartphones. So MEMS and its applications, MEMS are everywhere, and you can see that as a very small or the minute device that is being put up into several electromechanical devices, such as in smartwatches like Casio Pathfinders, cars, the Wimote, rock band instruments, They are all having these kinds of sensors as part of them. And without MEMS, the smartphones may not be now smart. So, so smartphones are driving both innovation and demand for these 21st century devices, and MEMS are turning smartphones into the ultimate digital Swiss Army knife. So, the sensors are providing you much flexibility to design your own applications too. And that's it about how the SOA and the MEMS are going to be the part of your mobile device. So we'll have a quiz as part of it, and that will be posted in Edmodo, and you can respond to that. And by the meantime, if you have any doubts or any clarifications, you can post that in Edmodo. We'll address that. Thank you.